we are related to the Kapoors, and we are related to the Chopras. तो फिर आपकी बीवी देख रही है, तुम घर पे बैठे हो, आपके बच्चे देख रहे हैं, तुम घर पे बैठे हो, कि डैड काम नहीं कर रहा है. But coming back to Maharaj, so Vipul told me सिद्धू एक प्ले है, गुजराती प्ले है. विपुल की एक खासियत है, मैं एक्चुअली उसका पोल खोलने वाला हूँ. स्टूडियो एग्जीक्यूटिव थी, 2 बजे रात को मुझे फोन आया. What have you made? What have you written? I'm your friend. So I had gone to a dark phase where I was like, I'm not good enough. Everybody's rejecting me. I should just end it all. I'm bekar. I'm worthless. I'm not making a film for controversy. It's a love story. I'm grateful again to Netflix and their entire team. See, the way they pushed it after the film released. And then it became one of the most watched films.
Hitflik में आपका स्वागत है. And today we have somebody who's not just a filmmaker, but he's a creative and a commerce mind. एक ऐसा combination जो बहुत मुश्किल से मिलता है. He's a producer. I may not say an actor, but everything else other than acting he does in films and television and OTT and everything. His works include the recent Maharaj जो अभी Netflix में आए और जिसमें जुनैद ने डेब्यू किया था. जी. And then Hichki, which is one of my favorite films, starring Rani Mukherjee, and We Are Family, which was a remake of another Hollywood film. A very, very difficult task to do.
Yeah.
So he's worked with almost everybody in the industry. पर मैं इनको जानता हूँ एक बहुत ही स्मार्ट प्रोड्यूसर की तरह. बट आप डायरेक्टर है, राइटर है. The passion to tell stories is unparalleled. So welcome Siddharth P. Malhotra.
Thank you, Saurabh.
So Siddharth
P. Malhotra.
Yeah, why P in between?
Because धर्मा प्रोडक्शन में जब दोनों सिद्धार्थ मल्होत्रा काम कर रहे थे, एक असिस्टेंट एक डायरेक्टर, कंफ्यूजन बहुत होने लग गया था. और जब भाई साहब एक्टर बन गए, तो कंफ्यूजन और बढ़ गई. उनके कॉल्स आने लग गए, उनके एसएमएस आने लग गए. तो माय हैप्पीली मैरिड लाइफ सडनली वाज बिकमिंग मोर एक्साइटिंग. So I had to add the P of Prem Kishan so that there's a demarcation, and he gets all the credit for his lovely looks and his lovely art and his lovely acting, and I get the credit for my direction and my production.
So this is a scoop because generally filmy families में लड़कियों की वजह से घर खराब होते हैं. आपके एक लड़के की वजह से, सिद्धार्थ मल्होत्रा की वजह से गड़बड़ हो रही थी.
अब जो हीरो है वो इतना गुड लुकिंग है, तो उसके पर्क्स भी आ ही जाते हैं ना.
सुपर.
और जब हमारी शादी हुई थी, हम तो 21 के थे जब शादी हुई थी. I met my wife at 16.
Wow.
So
who's also a producer?
Who is the producer? She's the big boss.
Okay.
So yeah, of course, when you start getting such exciting messages or exciting phone calls, तो आपका घर खराब ही होगा. उनको क्या समझ में आ रहा है, तो फिर मुझे समझाना पड़ता है ये मैं नहीं हुई, वो है. अब उनके बर्थडे पे जब केक आते हैं, वो तो खाते नहीं है, तो हम खा लेते हैं. हमारे घर अभी भी आते हैं, तो मैं उसको बोलता हूँ, सिर्फ तेरे केक आगे मैं खा गया.
बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया. तो अगली बार कोई हीरोइन का फोन आए तो जरूर हमें भी बताइएगा थोड़ा.
हाँ, बस हो गया.
So Siddharth,
अब वो भी शादीशुदा है.
अरे हाँ, तो फिर तो आप उनको भी नहीं बता. So Siddharth, want to know your family legacy. What is your this thing for the audience?
For the audience, my family, my grandfather is Sri Premnath ji. He's an actor. My grandmother's Veena Rai ji.
For people who do not know, Mr. Premnath was and is a legend. I think वो जब स्क्रीन पे आते थे तो ऐसा होता था कि बाकी एक्टर्स लोग भूल जाते थे because his screen presence and his personality,
his voice and the way he projected,
was outstanding.
Was very, very. He's a legend.
Sir Judah in Curse is one of the characters.
Sir Judah in Curse. Bobby में Dimple Kapadia's father. In his younger days, बरसात में राज कपूर के साथ. In Aan, Mehboob Khan's Dilip Kumar and Premnath. I mean, Dada's had some Shore, the Pathan and Shore.
And Sikandar में main lead.
Dharmatma as Dharmatma.
Yes.
So Dada, of course, and even Dadi, Anarkali, she's played the title role Anarkali. Taj Mahal, she's again played Anarkali. Jo wada kiya wo nibhana padega. So Dadi's been a grace personified. And my grandfather's real sister is Krishna Raj Kapoor.
Okay.
And my grandfather's other real sister is Uma Chopra, which is Prem Chopra's wife.
Oh, okay.
So then that becomes the link where we are related to the Kapoors and we are related to the Chopras.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, it's quite a film connected and film related family. So I've grown up just being on film sets. Papa was an actor. He did Dulan Bhai Jo Pi Aman Bhai with Rajshri Productions.
Yes.
Prem Kishan. My mother's a housewife. She was a designer for the longest time. For all the Cinevista television shows, my mom used to design the clothes. And my sister became an actress in a film called Ye Mohabbat Hai. And she did some other films. Now she's an entrepreneur. And my wife is a producer now. My wife was a simple Gujarati girl who was a designer who designed all the clothes for all the television shows I produced and created. And now she handles Alchemy Films and she is the big boss. She handles the production. I handle the creative. And that's how we work.
So मैं ये if I'm not wrong तो जब से होश संभाला आप फिल्मों में थे
और कुछ आता नहीं है और कुछ चाहता भी नहीं हूँ. In this line I believe and I tell this to everybody. इस लाइन में तो तभी आओ when you have a passion to tell stories because पैसे आपको कहीं और शायद मिल जाएंगे और ज्यादा मिलेंगे. इस लाइन में आपको हार्ट ब्रेक मिलेगी, आपको फ्रस्ट्रेशन मिलेगी, इनसिक्योरिटी मिलेगी. यू विल सेकंड डाउट योरसेल्फ इवन इफ यू आर फ्रॉम अ प्रिविलेज्ड फैमिली और नॉट फ्रॉम अ प्रिविलेज्ड फैमिली. देयर विल बी टाइम्स वेयर यू विल व्हेन फेलियर हैपेंस the so-called friends that you believe are friends will not pick up your phone calls. So be ready for all of that and be ready to accept all of that if you still want to tell stories. Wow. If you don't want to tell stories and you're not passionate, don't come in for the glamour. The glamour will come and go. Wow. Come in for telling a story and being remembered for the work that you leave behind. If you're not in it for that, I beg everybody, please don't come in the line. Like, don't come. Because then you don't know what you're getting into.
So, आपका ये कहना है कि ग्लैमर तो सिर्फ दिखता है सामने, but main है blood, sweat. It's like a labor industry.
It's blood, sweat तो एक चीज है, talent. And I also believe that there are many talented people who don't have the opportunity today. So talent, opportunity, all of that. My father के time पे या my grandfather के time पे, you could have been good, and you would have still got work.
Survived, yeah.
I believe, and I firmly believe कि आज के वक्त पे you can't be just good. Good enough is not
good
acceptable. You have to be outstanding at your work. You have to bring something to the table in your craft, in your storytelling, or in your acting that only you can bring to the table.
Superb.
If you don't and you can't do that, there are zillions waiting to fill your place. So always work on every project as if this is the last project I'm working on. Or मेरी तो नौकरी गई भाई. At least that's the way I function. I function get यार. I can't take this privilege lightly. I'm being empowered to tell a story with the way I want it now after the success of Maharaj. So don't take that privilege or don't take that blessing lightly because there are thousands who want to take my place. So I better be good and better and the best for me to continue to get work.
So इसमें मैं एक चीज और ऐड करता हूँ कि जब नौकरी से निकालते हैं तो शायद कोई डांटता है, कोई कुछ बोलता है. यहाँ तो ओवरनाइट इतनी सुबह उठते हो और तुम्हें लगता है दुनिया बदल गई और पता भी नहीं चलता, आवाज भी नहीं आती.
आवाज नहीं आती और फिर आप सेल्फ डाउट पे चले जाते हो. आप सेल्फ डाउट पे चले जाते हो क्योंकि आप इस लाइन पे तो आप घर पे बैठे हो ना. आप टेक्निकली फिर घर पे बैठे हो. तो फिर आपकी बीवी देख रही है, तुम घर पे बैठे हो. आपके बच्चे देख रहे हैं, तुम घर पे बैठे हो. कि डैड काम नहीं कर रहा है या सो यू कांट एक्सप्लेन. एंड I think the nature of man is to be a provider.
Yeah.
Because that nature is to be a provider and you're not providing at that point of time, it starts eating into your mind. So even I've gone through really, really tough times when our family didn't do the way it should have done. And then it took me 7 years to make Hichki and to convince somebody that Hichki is not an art film. And then from Hichki to Maharaj, it took me 5 more years. I didn't account for that. We finished that film in 3 years ago. But it took 3 years to release. COVID and then waiting for the release and theater aa rahi hai, ab theater nahi aa rahi hai, abhi OTT aa rahi hai. So all of that was like, beyond my pay grade. But all of that then takes a lot of toll on your on your mental health.
So, Maharaj, I mean, you got some stellar cast and the best platform, the best studio in the country. Yash Raj, Netflix, Junaid, Jaideep Elawat, and a lot of interesting things. How did Maharaj happen?
So, Hichki ke baad, a writer friend of mine who's written Sanjeevani with me, Vipul Mehta. Vipul is a Gujarati theatre and film director, Hindi also, of course, and he's written lots of television, Kyuki, Sanjeevani, lots of stuff. So Vipul and me were going somewhere to pitch a web series, and Vipul की एक खासियत है, मैं actually उसका पोल खोलने वाला हूँ.
बिल्कुल हम तो इंटरेस्टेड हैं,
उसका पोल खोलने वाला हूँ. विपुल आता है बहुत बड़े फाइल के साथ, ये बॉस क्या क्या है उस फाइल. वो जब नरेट करना शुरू करेगा, फाइल एक्चुअली खाली होती है. There is nothing, there's not a single page in that which is written. वो narrate कर रहा है और 2 घंटे 3 घंटे, and fabulous narrator. He's done this in Sanjeevani times, and I'm sitting in Star Plus and he's narrating, and I'm looking down and saying, where's the bloody episode? तू narrate की रहा है और इसे भेज दिया ना सिद्धू. So he's got the art. So these are people I have literally like seen and learned from, because today I'm digressing, but today when the art of narration plays a very important part in selling a story to an actor, to a producer, you need to be a good narrator, and so many people aren't. And they fall short of that opportunity because of that bad narration. That's why some people say पढ़ लो, and ज़्यादा लोग पढ़ते नहीं हैं. But coming back to Maharaj, so people told me, Sidhu, एक play है, Gujarati play है, and my wife is Gujarati, she's a Vaishnav. And Vipul's a Vaishnav too. He said, यार ये एक play Maharaj करके मैंने direct किया, आके देख ले. I said, हाँ आता हूँ. Me, my mother-in-law, because my mother-in-law is Gujarati too, and so I go for lots of Gujarati plays. And we go to Nathdwara once a year, which is Srinathji in Udaipur. So I said, हाँ आता हूँ. I saw the play, and then Vipul told me this is a true story. I said, in Bombay, this happened. He said, yeah, look it up. Then I looked it up, and I typed Maharaj libel case on Google. And the minute I typed it, the entire court hearing was available for free to download. I said, ये तो free मिल रही है पूरी. Then I realized that it is ये तो universities में सिखाई जा रही है, study की जा रही है. अच्छी इसकी किताब भी आई है, सौरभ शाह की.
Okay.
So I told Vipul, I said, Vipul, will you let me direct this? So he said, yeah, this is very close to me, but you're directing it, Sidhu, tu kar, because I know you'll. I said, I'll keep you at every step with me to guide me, but please allow me. So we got Vipul, first we bought the rights of Saurabh Shah's book.
Okay.
Because I realized कि यार किताब 13 साल से आई हुई है, and there's been no legal issue on it. Play आई हुई है, play पे तो legal इसके 100 show हुए हैं. So I said, यार it's a great story of a man, Karsan Das Moolji, who is a forgotten hero, जो बॉम्बे में एक social reformist था, and the things that he stood for, हम me too अभी कह रहे हैं, वापस कह रहे हैं केरला में ये वो. This man stood for women's empowerment and stood for women in 1852. He was a man, and we don't even know who Karsan Das Moolji is. अभी तो आप माथेरान में जाओगे, एक लाइब्रेरी देखोगे, करसन दास मूलजी लाइब्रेरी, आपको एटलीस्ट कुछ कॉन्टेक्स्ट मिलेगा थैंक्स टू महाराज. सो थैंक्स टू विपुल we got to writing the film with his team, and then I had seen Sneha Desai's work, who is a brilliant actor and a writer. I had seen her plays, and I was trying to work on I think the first ever story of my life, which I still haven't made till now, which I wrote when I was 15, 16. It's called Hello. It's called Hello.
Okay.
It's a phone call between an old man, a 65-year-old old man, a wrong phone call that changes both lives. And it's almost like a father-daughter relationship.
Oh, nice.
And they don't meet throughout the film, but they change each other's lives. And so I told Sneha, this is a concept I have had. And when I was in NYU film school, I'd written it but at that time they said, no, this is like a film script. You have to do a student film. So I could make it. So I said, Sneha, why don't you give it a shot? She gave it a shot. I really liked the way she was writing things. Then she said, sir, I'm also an actress. Why don't you come and see my play? And she was electrifying, as an actor. So I realized she had a great grip of dialogue. Sneha's strength is very strong dialogue. She's great at dialogue. So then I told Vipul that I would like Sneha to do the dialogue of this film. and he and Sneha, because they knew each other, that's how she came on board. And then of course then she became a very integral part of this film. She was on set throughout. She helped Junaid, Sharvari get the accent.
But how important is for two writers to jam and collaborate? अगर वो नहीं jam करे तो कितना?
I think it's very important. It's very important. वरना वो magic नहीं आता. And putting the right writers together is very important.
So that's also a very difficult task because पहली बात तो writers ही बहुत कम है जिनके साथ
putting the right writers, because Neha is a very she's a perfectionist. उसका वो record अगर अटक जाता है ये गलत है तो ये गलत है. वो and she will fight her way to get it through. And Vipul will always come around with a solution here or there, or he'll say, "No, this is fine." That's because Vipul's also a director and he's past, but this was Neha's first film. So just balancing that, getting it right. But in that process, मुझे बहुत फायदा हुआ because I had almost a devil's advocate coming and telling me, think about this again, think about that again. So that's how first we got the script. And after we got the script को लिखने में हमें 6-8 महीने लग गए.
Okay.
And in fact, the script was very close to the initial script. Which we wrote was very close to the case and lots of things. In fact, there was the Bhatia conspiracy case which happened. Then the main case happened. So in the film, all that is not shown, obviously.
But I'll come to that a little thing. But Junaid, Aamir Khan's son, an amazing.
So after, actually, I'm just digressing. After writing the film, then we went to Adi.
Okay.
And we said, Adi, ये film मैं बनाना चाह रहा हूँ. हिचकी के बाद ये आप सुनिए.
And what was his?
And when he heard, initially he was not for the idea, but when he heard the script, he said, "यार ये तो बननी चाहिए. This is a story that needs to be told." Then Adi ensured that we narrated to almost everyone at YRF. So we did a narration. We did about 45-50 narrations of this film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 45-50 people. Sneha would narrate the film again and again and again. And
in what duration? कितने time लगा इसको?
2.5 hours की narration होती थी.
But in that
the narration 4-5 महीने 4-5 महीने narrations हुई. And सबको पूछी गई क्या ये फिल्म बननी चाहिए. And सबने बोला हाँ बननी चाहिए.
तो ऐसा तो नहीं होगा सर, मैं तो बिजली का बिल देने आया था, मुझे क्यों नरेशन दे दी. ऐसा तो नहीं. But 40-45 is very very taxing as a creator also कि आप motivated होके फिर सुना रहे हो.
यार in my journey Saurabh, I have realized that ये बहुत फायदेमंद है actually.
जितना
तो ये महाराज से सीख मिली है मुझे. हिचकी में तो मुझे मजबूरन करना पड़ा 7 साल खुद. कोई और लेने को तैयार नहीं था, तो मैं तो रात को उठ के भी मैं टूरेट के साथ कर देता था.
But I'll come to Hichki.
So Hichki I must have narrated over 300-400 times. And I've gone from the biggest superstar to the smallest superstar or star or actor, and the biggest studio. To a regular individual producer, सबने ये फिल्म सुनी और सबने ना बोला नहीं.
Wow.
Except Aditya Chopra, where my wife said जाओ. I said हाँ बस ये वेट कर रहे हैं ना भाई जी कि आप आओगे, आप ही के लिए तो वेट कर रहे थे.
मतलब amazing maker, amazing this thing.
मतलब he was the only person I had not gone to, and then I go to him, I narrate the film and he says यार जिस तरह से तूने narrate किए ना तो ये पिक्चर बहुत अच्छी बनाएगा, ये बना तू.
But I'd like to come here that I heard your narration and I heard a little brief of narration. पर वो जो passion था, जिस तरह से आप Tourette syndrome को आप enact करके कर रहे थे. If I can just say कि my jaws dropped and I said इतनी शिद्दत से कोई सुना रहा है तो ये कहानी गलत हो ही नहीं सकती.
That's because you're a director and a very good director, and that so you'll get the passion and you'll get the intent. When a producer is sitting and hearing you, they're looking only numbers. They're looking at इसने लास्ट क्या की, उसकी चली कि नहीं चली, अरे कौन सा स्टार आएगा, कौन सा स्टार नहीं आएगा, इसकी रिकवरी क्या होगी. When they're hearing a film, they're thinking about 20 other things besides the film. Aditya Chopra first hears the film and says कहानी क्या है, is the story worth telling or not telling. क्या ये फिल्म उतनी memorable होगी जो YRF के लिए it will take the legacy forward. So which is why Aditya Chopra is a visionary, and which is why there are no other Aditya Chopra.
जैसा कोई नहीं है.
नहीं है नहीं, क्योंकि वो फिल्म मेकर और वो फिल्में बनाते हैं, प्रोजेक्ट्स नहीं बनाते. So even for Maharaj, we went through lots of ideas कि यार should we cast a big star? अभी तो हिचकी चल गई थी when you have a hit director. फिर आपको stars भी काम करने के लिए आ जाते हैं आपके पास. Then we realized that नहीं यार, करसन दास मूलजी was about 23, 24 and उसकी अगर आप तस्वीर देखो इंटरनेट पे, उसके मूंछें हैं, वह पतला सा एक unassuming David Goliath की कहानी है. So we need someone raw. Karsan was raw at his edges, very idealistic, very correct. So I was interacting with Aamir sir on something else, and at that point Junaid used to sit in the interactions, and then I saw Junaid's audition of Lal Singh Chadda, where he was playing Lal Singh Chadda, and he was very good.
So he did an audition for Lal Singh Chadda.
Yeah, he was going to be Lal Singh Chadda. I think because of economic reasons or some other contractual reasons or whatever, it didn't happen. And
otherwise, Junaid was Lal Singh Chadda.
I think even Aamir sir loved it. I think everybody loved his audition. Sincerity in audition. And he was very good. So we saw it, and Adi had even seen it. And then came the point where when we were discussing the casting, I said, Adi, how about Junaid? And he said, yeah, I've seen the audition. He's very good. I said, yeah, even I've seen it. I said, should we approach? Then we took the script and narrated it to Aamir sir and his entire family, including Junaid. And everybody, those 12 people who heard it in the narration. Vipul, Sneha, me, Adi even joined later on. And we narrated the full film. And in a day, Junaid had to think and say yes or no. And he said, I'm on.
Within a day?
Yeah, within a day. They all loved it. See, Aamir sir is, I think, one of the best audiences you can have when you narrate a film. Because he will laugh and cry right then. You will know if a beat is working, not working. He's like a child who's hearing a film, and again, he loves film. So he's like literally his eyes are gleaming. He says, "Oh, ye ho gaya! Oh my!" So you really enjoy. I mean, anybody who should narrate, you should narrate to Aamir Khan. You will enjoy narrating your film. वो film हुए बने ना बने वो अलग बात है, but you will enjoy narrating your film. And also his inputs are great, are fantastic. Having said that, I mean, Junaid called the next day and said, "Sir, I'm on." And then Adi said that although you're on, convince me that you can do the part. Because he's not. So Junaid, me, Sneha did readings on the film for almost 2 months.
So it wasn't easy for Junaid or for you that way?
No. It's never been easy for me ever. Even in Hichki, it's never been easy. On my first day of Hichki, I was being auditioned, which I got to know later on. We'll come to that later. But on this one, even we ensured that Junaid first narrates the entire first half to Adi and reads it out as an act, as Karsan. And then he did. I think Uday was even there, Adi was there, Junaid was there, Sneha, me. And he did the entire reading of the film. And Adi said, bang on, you're good to go. Then we worked on the look. We tried various mustaches, various kind of looks. And we arrived in it. Because COVID happened while we were shooting, Junaid has come to my house almost for 1 year. Every day, Junaid has read Maharaj. He just read with me. Read. Sharvari has read to get the accent, tried the Kathiawadi accent. Because it can go, the line is very thin. You can go hammy and you can go right to get the humor. Shalini, everybody has a Gujarati twang in it. And we are showing 1850. So there was a lot of research which went into it and a lot of hard work which has gone into the making of the film from every single department. My EDs, Maxima, Amit Subbu, everybody, Rajiv Ravi, getting him was a dream come true with my DOP. But it's all come together, and I really believe that when something has to come together, that universe really does conspire. It really does happen. It just falls into place, and I'm seeing it happen in my life now with the Kamal Amrohi Meena Kumari love story, which has come to me only after Maharaj.
So that's your next project?
That is a project which we're working on the scripting of. We've almost done with it.
So you're doing a biopic of Kamal Amrohi and Meena Kumari?
Their love story, yes, during the making of Pakiza. Because Pakiza took 14 years to make.
So अगर मैं इस फिल्म को किसी से benchmark करना चाहूँ तो I think there's nothing which I can say कि यार इस level की कुछ.
Bhavani, everybody
Bhavani Iyer
is the writer. Kausar is also the writer. Rahman Saab is doing the music.
Wow.
But anybody and everybody, I believe on this film, I mean, it's too early to speak about Kamal and Meena, but I believe that they have chosen us to tell their life story.
Wow. Wow.
And that responsibility becomes not twofold, it becomes tenfold. So I want to be very, very sure on every scene, every line, every shot. Kamal Amrohi was a master director. Meena Kumari was arguably one of the greatest actresses. And you're getting a role of a lifetime to play 18 to 38 and 30 and 34 to 54. So for the hero and heroine, and even for the first wife, it's a role of a lifetime. I mean, when you see the script and you go through the beats of their life, you'll be like, yaar, ये कर लिया और कोई और फिल्म ना की चलेगा. As a director, even as an actor. So it's that kind of film.
But you've gone through, मतलब casting का कुछ हुआ है अभी तक?
नहीं, it's too early to talk right now.
Okay.
But there are people who have called, and there are people who are in my mind. And we'll cast, end of the year we'll cast.
Okay.
But besides that, there are some other films which I have commitments of. So I may direct another film before Kamal or Meena, depending on certain factors falling into place, and then Kamal or Meena.
So I may not be wrong in saying that you're still looking for Kamal and Meena, and if anybody is interested, can give you a call. Siddharth Malhotra, Shershah ke actor.
Shershah ke actor.
You can give him a call, and maybe things can happen. But this is larger than life. पर आपकी तीनों फिल्मों में, and
this is a spectacle. This is a magnum opus, so you have to treat it like a magnum opus.
But Hichki, Maharaja, and this Kamal Amrohi, Meena Kumari biopic, तीनों में शायद एक सवाल कॉमन रहा होगा कि यार जेन अल्फा या जो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन है उसको ये आप कहानी कैसे कहोगे? Because they may not know what legend Kamal Amrohi and Meena Kumari were.
For them, it's a love story, no?
Okay.
For them, even if they don't know Meena Kumari and Kamal Amrohi, it's a love story, and a story which has romance, passion, ego, pain, celebration of love, and a world which is cinematic. Today, when you go to a theater, you want to enjoy that larger than life experience and say paisa vasool hua. So I want, with the 1950s era to the 70s era, at least I can take them and transpose them to a world which is cinematic and grand, and tell a human story that is relatable to my son who is 18 and 21. And it should appeal to them and say, hey man, even I go through the same emotions with my chick.
Wow.
So if I achieve that, if our team achieves that, Bilal, who's the producer, all of us, then we're home. And I think we've got there. But it's too, again, like I'm saying, too early to speak about Kamal or Meena. I'm not allowing anybody to speak, including myself, because जितना protect करो उसे, और सही time पे जब इसकी बात करने का वक्त आएगा तो करेंगे.
Fair enough. But भाषा भी आप कैसे आज नॉर्मल उसमें करेंगे? At that time the language would be a little.
सब देख लेंगे. As it unfolds, भाषा, ज़बान, सब कुछ.
So cool. So coming back to Maharaja.
Maharaja is the Vijay Sethupathi film.
Yes. Yeah. So that would be a big this thing as well. So Maharaj के लिए आपने बहुत ज़्यादा controversy और unnecessary चीजों को देखा है.
Yeah.
So would you want to comment on that? How painful or what was the journey like?
So the controversy, so to say, was that when the poster came out, only a poster got released. And certain political parties came and said and demanded that show us the film. And
पर क्यों दिखानी है? क्यों देखनी है?
उनको देखनी थी क्योंकि उनको लगा कुछ we may be hurting some religious sentiments and all that kind of stuff. I'm the director of the film, not the producer of the film. I can't be showing people films. That's a call which a platform and producer will take. But we had ensured in the scripting only that anything that hurts anybody's sentiments in the book of Saurabh Shah or in the original case, we don't put in our film script.
तो ये आपने पहले से प्री प्लान किया हुआ था?
हाँ यार, मेरी तो we had 53 Vaishnavs shooting on the film. The writers are Vaishnavs. Sneha,
and your wife is
my wife. I'm Rajshri at heart. Suraji is my guru. He's my father. He's my guru. I'm not making a film for controversy. The only thing that was foolish on my part is that I said, yeah, this is a David Goliath film, and if there's been no issue on the published version of it, on the book, why should there be an issue? There's been a play. Not thinking, no, on your film there will be issues, and they did come. And they broke my heart. They broke everybody's heart. I had gone through lots. My mental health went for a toss. See, because after a hit film, you don't wait 5 years for your next film.
हाँ.
आपकी नेक्स्ट फिल्म फिर फटाफट अगले साल आ जाती है
और फिर बनाने शूटिंग शुरू होती है तो लगता है अब तो आ ही जाएगी, अब तो आ ही जाएगी.
और ये फिल्म हमने 21 में खत्म कर ली थी. 24 तक वेट कर रहे हैं, कोविड फिर आई नहीं. तो वो जो आपके दिमाग में चलता है ना, ऑल्सो देयर इज एन एनर्जी व्हेन यू आर मेकिंग अ फिल्म एंड यू वांट टू सी इट थ्रू इन दैट ईयर और नेक्स्ट ईयर. अब 3 साल बाद अगर मैं वो फिल्म देखूं तो मैं बोलूंगा आप ये बदलो, ये बदलो, ये बदलो. एंड व्हाट हैपेंड इज बिकॉज ऑफ द कंट्रोवर्सी एंड बिकॉज ऑफ एवरीथिंग, even after a censor, we had to let go of lots of essential elements of the film which are not there in the film, which the censors approved.
Okay.
But we didn't put it in the film.
तो करीब मतलब कितनी, what is the present duration जो अभी Netflix
2 hours 9 minutes
and actual कितनी थी?
2 hours 30 minutes.
Oh, so 2 hours 30 minutes को 2 hours 9 minutes किया. You did it on your own or was it you were asked?
It was a collective decision. We had no choice because, you know, with the amount of sentiments that we were facing, you had to further be precautious, even if a censor has given you a certificate and clearance on the cut that we had, to look at the film with a microscopic lens. Line by line, which we had not done when we were writing it or making it, that, if this is the sentiment, then let's really, really study everything and see, can this line hurt? Can this shot hurt? And that's not how you make films, but you had to make it. You had to, go through it. So I'm really, really grateful. There was a point where the film would not release. The Gujarat court, it had reached a verdict statement where the judge had to decide if this film is being released at all or no.
Oh.
So it got there.
और कितना लंबा चला court case?
ये 5 दिन चला and it was live. It was literally live on YouTube, so you could watch it. If you can even go back and watch the entire case live now. And the arguments were compelling from both sides, and they were like, "Wow!" I said, "This is a film in itself. The making of Maharaj. It's a courtroom drama in itself." So then, when the judge had to finally see the film. And I'm really, really grateful to the judiciary. Dil se, not only for my film, but for everybody who's worked hard on the film. There are 2,000 people who are credited in the end.
Yes.
It's a 6-minute end credit. So it's 2 hours, actually 3 minutes, but the 6 minutes is the end credit in the end.
So would that be a Guinness Book of Record? 2,000 people working in a...
I don't know about that, but yeah, there's a lot of people who have given their blood and sweat.
Yeah.
So for the sake of that, I'm really grateful to the judiciary that they saw the film and realized there's nothing that offends anybody's sentiment or, offends any religion or caste or creed or...
But the controversy happened on a poster, not even the film.
Yeah, not even the trailer. The trailer even didn't come out, teaser didn't come out, गाने नहीं आए और ये आमिर खान के बेटे की लॉन्च की पिक्चर है और एक पोस्टर आता है एंड आपकी फिल्म बैन हो जाती है. एंड आई रिमेम्बर वी वर शोइंग द ट्रायल ऑफ द फिल्म to few of my relatives, and we get a message that कल पिक्चर रिलीज नहीं हो रही जी. और अगर आपको अच्छी भी लगी, आप कुछ ट्विटर पे या इंस्टा पे मत डालिए. तो इट ब्रेक्स योर हार्ट है. वी ऑल वर्क फॉर वैलिडेशन. अब किसी को अच्छी लग रही है, आपको गले मिल रहे हैं और बोल रहे हैं, मैं डाल नहीं सकता कुछ.
नहीं तो फंस जाएंगे.
तो बट इट्स ऑल्सो taught me that you really can't make these kind of films the way they need to be told till a lot changes.
But you wrote a book of 230 pages जिसमें से आपको 20 पेज या 25 पेज या 30 पेज फाड़ के फेंकने पड़े
जी.
And eventually जिसने पढ़ी वो 210 पेज की पढ़ी.
But I'm grateful again to Netflix and their entire team. See, the way they pushed it after the film released. Their marketing was fantastic after the film released because they had their hands tied.
Fair enough.
And then it became one of the most watched films
on Netflix.
Not only India but worldwide. And in the top 10 in the world. So that is pure power of content then, because there was no marketing before. The content made them market it further. Today, Haan Ki Haan, a song from the film, if you go to Insta, has the highest amount of reels. And it's a song which was never promoted in the film. So everything in the film has found its audience, has found its people. People loved the film. The certain critics didn't like the film, but those critics were looking for stuff which I threw out or which I could put in the film. Now I can't go and explain to them, भाई ये मैं डाल दूंगा तो मैं और हम और सब और फंसेंगे. So sorry जी, I could please you and I could get your extra stars and that credit, and we had that. We were making that film. But you're not part of the entire heartbreak, and some critics wanted a different narrative. Now, if you're narrating a true story, you can't change the narrative.
No, but it's like you serve masala dosa और बोलो यार इसमें बिरयानी वाली बात नहीं है. So that's a separate.
नहीं, अभी जैसे अब फिल्म में करसन दास breaks off his rishta with his fiance because of whatever he sees. And some people said that नहीं यार, he should have then become a hero and fought. ये हीरो नहीं होता. मतलब पर ये हुआ ही नहीं उसकी लाइफ में, तो कैसे मैं उसको चेंज करूं? अब उसको चेंज करूं तो और फर्दर प्रॉब्लम. और उसके बाद then Karsan Das's family reached out to me saying, but this is not how our father, our grandfather, great grandfather, he was a way more. I said, sir, yes, I understand your great grandfather was a great social reformer, but if I now had to show all his social reforms before, which we had shot, Junaid's introduction was very different. It was actually a social reforming introduction, and then we cut it off because of length and all that stuff. Then this film would have become a 3-hour film or 4-hour film, because our first draft was a 180-page draft. Then it came down to 150. Then it came down to 130. Then it came out to a 95-page draft. So it's a process, yeah. I mean, in this. But I'm just really happy कि चल गई, and it's done very, very well, genuinely. मतलब कुछ चीजें होती है जो आप फिल्म करते हो, बोल देते हो अपने आप को खुश रखने के लिए या अपने ईगो को मसाज करने के लिए कि जी चल गई. नहीं जी, ये तो genuinely चली है, ये मैं बोल सकता हूँ, because you feel it and you know it. When you know something, you can proudly say that. And had this film not worked, the 4 films that I'm directing would have not come. They've all come to me. I'm directing 4 films. They all come to me because of Maharaj. It's because of that blessing of this film that my career has moved as a director to a certain level now. Yeah.
So just for information, ये 4 फिल्में जो डायरेक्ट कर रहे हैं वो चारों एक साथ नहीं करेंगे, वो अलग अलग ड्यूरेशन में
100%.
ऐसा नहीं होगा कि 4 मॉनिटर लगे होंगे और 4 उधर हो रही है.
नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं. So एक फिल्म पहले पूरे जी लो, फिर दूसरी कहानी. But I think you, me, Saurabh, all of us are sitting on stories, and we are all hungry to tell stories.
Yes.
No filmmaker wants to sit for 5 years and do one film. हम सबके पास स्क्रिप्टें हैं.
And
in this line you have to wait for stars, you have to wait for funding, you have to wait for platform pre-sales, you have to wait for all of that before your film gets made today.
So इससे मुझे याद आया, आपने 2 बहुत डिफिकल्ट चीजें की है. मैं दूसरी पे बाद में आऊंगा. Sitting in front of somebody like an Aamir Khan and narrating him a story, and self doubt जैसा आपने कहा कई बार होता है, तो ऑ में नहीं आते एक्टर के, या how do you, what is your mechanism to tell a story? How do you switch on or switch off?
Yeah, I've never been in awe of any actor, because I mean I'm the only actor I'm a fan of is Aamir Khan. The only actor जिसकी पोस्टर मेरे दीवार पे लगी थी क़यामत से क़यामत टाइम के वक्त was Aamir Khan. But not in awe because I've grown up in a film family.
Okay.
मैं सिर्फ all my life I've seen Raj Kapoor ji, Shami uncle, Dabu Chacha, Chintu Chacha, which is Rishi Kapoor. I've grown up with them. So when you see all of them literally at a family function, at a party, ये आपका रोजमर्रा शूटिंग पे जा रहे हो, आप सेट पे जा रहे हो, आप ट्रायल शोज देख रहे हो. मेरी अपब्रिंगिंग ही इनके साथ हुई, तो वो कुछ और तो होता नहीं है. It's eventually the art of narrating, like I said.
Does it take time to learn that art? Because it took a lot of time for me to learn that art.
It does. You've got to better yourself over every narration and realize कहाँ पे pause लेना है, कहाँ पे सामने वाला is seeming that okay, I'm going to look at my phone, or if he's looking at my phone, where do I take my pitch higher to make him look back at me? Where do I actually skip these lines because this is just too much of information and nobody's seeing the information? So it's a process.
But then the second difficult part is to convince the studios, and you've been doing it with television, with OTT, with this thing. With Aditya Chopra, still it would be comparatively easy because he's a creative guy. But there are times when you enter a conference room, 11 लोग बैठे हैं, lunch होने वाला है और आपको 1 घंटे की कहानी सुनानी है. Correct. कोई फोन देख रहा है, किसी को भूख लग रही है.
I've been through it in TV all my life.
So how do you
25-30 years of television.
तो कुछ गुरु मंत्र बताइए ताकि जो कोई अगर नरेशन करने जाए तो क्या सोच के जाए.
पर तीनों मीडियम्स ही अलग है. OTT, टीवी और फिल्म की नैरेटिव मीडियम भी अलग है जब आप बेच रहे हो. टीवी में क्या है, टीवी में आपका एग्जीक्यूटिव एक दिन में 25 या 20 मीटिंग कर रहा है. तो उसका अटेंशन स्पैन एक कॉन्सेप्ट सुनने के लिए वो देगा आपको 1 घंटा. वो 1 घंटा देगा या देगी, वो आएगा उस 1 घंटे में 20 मिनट बाद. सॉरी यू गेट योर टी कॉफीज या फिर इधर उधर की बातें होंगी थोड़ी बहुत. तो टेक्निकली उस 1 घंटे में बच गए आपके 30 मिनट. अब आप कहानी सुनाओगे. तो टीवी में क्या है, टीवी में यू हैव टू सेल द प्रोमो.
Okay.
You have to sell the selling point. What is it in the concept that will stand out from other shows? And what is it in the character that gives you this character or makes that character aspirational, or you like him or hate him or distinct? So TV में ये 2 चीजें अगर आपने पकड़ ली ना कि यार instead of going through a full रामायण of ये यहाँ से शुरू होता है. When you're narrating concept, you don't have to go into screenplay. People start narrating scenes.
वो बोले यार ये सीन मुझे जमा नहीं कुछ.
नहीं, they start narrating scenes and by the time everybody channel executive is waiting. हाँ ये सीन तो समझ में आ गया, मुद्दा क्या है, कहानी क्या है, कहानी क्या बना रहे हो वो बता. तो because it's a real generation, come to the plot. Come to the plot and tell the person what you're in for. When you are jumping on a screenplay after it's been commissioned, फिर screenplay की बात करो. Lots of people I've seen in narrations actually take so much time एक माहौल सेटअप करने में, तब तक मैं निकल चुका उस रूम से. तो that is with lots of writers I've noticed it. So I always tell them stick to the plot.
जिसको कहते हैं elevator pitch type आपको attitude होना है.
यार आज के वक्त में तो elevator pitch ही है और कुछ है नहीं. ही है.
पहले वो पसंद आएगा तो फिर आगे.
आज तो आपको एक्टर्स भी अगर अनलेस दे नॉट योर फ्रेंड्स, वो पहले बोलेंगे यार मेरे को एक पेज में सिनॉप्सिस बता दे यार, 2 लाइन में बता दे पिक्चर क्या है. हाँ यार ये इंटरेस्टिंग है, अब सुनते हैं.
So from television, what was the other process you were saying? OTT or studio?
OTT again, they again want to hear the story and they want to see if it's got longevity to go to a season.
Okay.
And OTT, they want to see that will somebody binge watch your story. So does it have in your 1 hour narration of a 7 episode or 8 episode show, does it have enough twists and turns or hook points to keep me riveted to watch from episode 1 to 2 to 3 and to finish that? It's about the completion. It's about how long did you stay on that service and complete that series or film. So that becomes when you're writing it or when you're pitching it, that's what they're looking for. Am I going to get new subs with it? Will my data be serviced with a higher completion rate? So as a producer or creator, you have to, when you're narrating, you have to keep that mindset of completion. And then narrate, because they're only going to buy it if they feel that it's got that masala in it. Of course, they'll have their inputs.
And how flexible can you be, or should you not be or be?
If it's not screwing up your story, you should be completely flexible, because you're getting that opportunity which you may not get for another 3-4 months.
Or maybe more. तो फ्लेक्सिबल होना जरूरी है
बहुत. You cannot be married to your, as far as it's not ruining the soul of your story.
You have to adapt.
You have to adapt in this line, because you're dealing with people, and you're dealing with people who have not lived your story or don't understand your story. They're coming in from a very different lensing to approve and say yes, you got a job. After you've got the job, then you want to get into the making of it. No, तब घुसो, तब बात करो कि मुझे यार ये यहाँ पे ठहराव चाहिए. आप पहले ही बोलोगे तो फिर फंस जाओगे.
मेरा ये भी मानना है कि अगर आप ऑरेंज की कहानी सुना रहे हो और उनको एप्पल चाहिए तो कहीं ना कहीं एडजस्ट करना पड़ता है.
बिल्कुल.
तो and maybe they are not wrong, but you'll have to understand their
So
perspective.
they're coming from a different mindset because they understand the requirement and needs of their service or their production house or their, it depends on where you're pitching and what you're pitching.
But 100 कहानियों के बाद आपकी 101 कहानी है तो उसका भी बर्डन होता होगा उनके पास.
यार आज फिल्में बनाना और फिल्म ग्रीन लाइट करना आज के दौर में बहुत मुश्किल है. बहुत मुश्किल. फिल्में बन नहीं रही. और insecurity levels have gone higher. People want box office. Everybody wants box office. So then you've got to figure out. I mean, everybody's running a hustle. Yeah, everybody is.
But what if the Maharaj would have released in cinemas?
Oh, I would have loved it. But that's a call which Adi and the entire team felt because we had an interval and obviously all of that. When we made it 3 years ago, and the mahol that changed 3 years later is different in terms of the way people were coming up. Pre-COVID and post-COVID, cinema viewing had changed. We made this pre-COVID. We didn't make it post-COVID. The cinema viewing pattern had changed. I mean, I've known Monica and team and everybody for donkeys of years. And the way
Monica is the head of Netflix.
Yeah. And they all saw the film and then bought it. So it was not कि picture in a YRF deal में बिकी है. वो picture 2 बार देखी गई Netflix की टीम ने 2 बार देखी बाकायदा पूरी पिक्चर. अच्छी लगी उन्हें और तब जाके खरीदी. एंड दे एवरीबडी हैड ह्यूज प्लान्स टू प्रमोट इट. ऐसा नहीं था कि कोई प्लान्स नहीं थे कि यार एक पोस्टर निकाल के छोड़ देंगे. बाकायदा प्लान्स थे प्रमोशन के. वो नहीं हो पाए. अभी उसमें किसी की गलती नहीं है. यू हैव टू जस्ट इट इज व्हाट इट इज. एंड देन द पावर ऑफ द फिल्म डिलीवर्स.
So you believe a destiny of a film is...
Maharaj shows it here with one poster, with no trailer, with no songs. It drops after a court case. It just drops. हमें तो पता भी नहीं था कि फिल्म रिलीज होगी प्लेटफॉर्म पे. अरे आ गई पिक्चर आ गई. उसके बाद भी ट्रेलर 2 दिन नहीं आता और संडे को आता है ट्रेलर. So and literally by Sunday it's already number 1 on Netflix. So and I'm like, hey, do these algorithms, are these like fibbed and all? They said no, you can't fib it, bro. None of this can be fibbed. So I said मतलब genuine है. हाँ genuine है. Because you are in disbelief. You're in disbelief कि ये number 1 कैसे होगी. तो बिना promotion के आई है. And then when you realize that everything is legit, everything is right, and then the film starts doing well internationally too, and the film then starts getting promoted. Then we start doing interviews. I had not done a single interview. Junaid had not done a single interview. Aamir sir had not spoken a single word to anybody on the film. So we were like, naturally with Aamir sir's son's launch, there would have been much more band baja barat. कुछ नहीं हुआ ना. तो ये तो फिर पावर ऑफ द फिल्म ही है ना. और कुछ हो ही नहीं सकती अगर फिल्म चली है.
नहीं बट कहानी आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा.
एंड कहानी जो कटी हुई है तो ये भी नहीं कि वो जो फिल्म जो मैंने बनाई है वो कहानी आई है. तो मेरा तो यार ऑब्वियसली बट दैट्स अ फिल्म मेकर थिंग. आई मीन इट्स ऑलवेज दैट ग्रीड के यार जो मैंने शूट किया है वो अगर आ जाती तो ये फिल्म और भी बेहतर है.
आपके हिसाब से आपकी जो कहानी आप कहना चाहते
70% 30% रह गई.
सो 30% अभी भी कह सकते थे.
हाँ अगर मुझे डायरेक्टर्स कट अलाउ कर दे तो वाह ले आऊंगा वापस.
Cool. So that's a pain you have to live with all your life.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have any option because you're living in a world where you have to respect everybody's sentiment. You don't make a film for yourself, you make a film for a larger viewing audience, and everybody has a certain amount of expectation and sentiment. So you have to keep that in mind. If you don't, then you're being irresponsible.
But does that put a fear in your mind when you write your next? कि यार वो हो गया तो जैसा अभी हुआ.
No, like Kamal and Meena again is a real life story ना.
हाँ, तो again in the same grind.
नहीं इसकी learnings मुझे कुछ मिल गई है अभी महाराज से क्योंकि इतना कुछ हो चुका है कि now there are learnings which I'm putting into the script, and those learnings will help me counter if at all something comes up. I should be ready with such counter. But now I'll make the film I want to make without any compromise, without any cuts.
And a theatrical magnum opus.
A theatrical magnum opus is what we all inshallah are hoping for, and inshallah we will achieve that. We will have utni mehnat, even the I mean, we've only announced 4 people from the technical team. But once you hear the entire technical team that's come together, you'll be like, "Yeah, this
Who
is."
are the 4 people?
अभी तो भवानी अय्यर है, कौसर मुनीर, इरशाद भाई, and रहमान साहब.
And Rahman Sahab. So 5 people, including yourself.
Including myself. Correct, yeah. And the others who have also come on board are wonderful. I mean, one more person I can speak now because she's a compulsory blind for every film of mine, which is Shweta Venkat, my editor.
Okay.
मतलब I will never make a film without. So,
Okay. Okay.
वो जितनी फिल्में मैं बनाऊंगा वहाँ पे एडिटर श्वेता ही होगी.
Oh, nice.
तो एक डायरेक्टर एडिटर की ट्यूनिंग होती है, और वो मेरी tuning with her है that she gets me and she interprets my work in the way she puts and cuts my films. I don't think so. I don't think so. I want to work with anybody else. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's super. So, sir, one is Maharaj, then Meena Kumari project, which looks very exciting. But you have a journey of Hichki as well.
जी.
And it's my personal favorite as well because जिस तरह से आपने वो character develop किया है, एक अलग ही underdog में चीजें हैं. How did that happen?
So that UK VR family had released at the time when Dabangg had come out same day.
हाँ.
और जो बैंड बजी.
हाँ.
आज VR family जब लोग देखते हैं, my sons tell me, bro, papa, what a cult film this that. I'm like, अबे तुम लोग कहाँ पे थे और तुम्हारी generation कहाँ पे थी उस वक्त?
हाँ.
तो heartbreak.
हाँ.
Because Karan's my mentor.
हाँ.
I love Karan dearly even today, and I felt I've let him down.
हाँ.
While the film was above average, पैसे नहीं गवाई, it did not lose money, but it was not a super hit or a hit. तो फिर आपका ये होता है कि यार I let my mentor down. मुझे लगा मैं उसको hit picture दूंगा.
But was it also because adaptation from Hollywood?
I don't think so. I feel वहाँ पे in the cut of the film that I cut, I should have cut it a different way.
Okay.
And if I still cut it a different way, it still will be a better film. Though now when people tell me they like the film, I mean, I still hold that hurt somewhere because too many close people were involved in my life, who are there in my life on that film, who don't feel I've let them down, but I feel I've let them down.
And
Kajal, Bebo she got the Filmfare Award for Best Supporting Actor in that for
and
this
that's
film.
a casting coup in itself. Like,
Yeah. So see, for all these things, when you put it together, you always work, of course, to make a good film. But I always work for my producer. And my producer here was my mentor. Was Karan. I want that pat on my back always. So while he gave it to me, if it became a bigger hit or a hit, I would have got a bigger pat on, a hug. So that that thing के यार मुझे अभी जाके एक वो अग्निपथ में ना मांडवा लौटाना है. तो वो अभी भी है. I keep telling Karan, it's been years. Keep telling Karan, I say one day I'm going to come back to Dharma and give you that one hit. That one hit, which I just feel कि अब मैं as a filmmaker सफल हो गया. I mean, he's very proud of Hichki. He liked Maharaj. But this entire journey after We Are Family, then I was trying to get any film made. क्या हो जाता है ना, उसके बाद जब आपकी film, when you're trying to make a film, और ये कि यार चलो दूसरी फिल्म इमीडिएटली बनाते हैं, लेट्स बाउंस बैक. तो मैं इतने सब्जेक्ट लेके आ रहा था करण के पास, इतने सब्जेक्ट कि वो परेशान हो गया था. बिकॉज यू आर एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम यू जस्ट वांट अ फिल्म मेड. यू आर नॉट थिंकिंग इज द फिल्म यू, इज द फिल्म actually going to help you as a filmmaker. You want a film greenlit. You don't care. And this hindsight, क्योंकि वो 13 साल 14 साल हो गए मुझे उसको अभी. Now I realize कि करण तब भी सही था, आज भी सही है. He said, you've got to make that one film, Sid, which is you. वो चाहे मुझे अच्छी लगे ना लगे, वो चाहे मैं बनाऊं ना बनाऊं, बट तुम 10 स्क्रिप्टों पे नहीं काम कर सकते when you're making one film. वो एक फिल्म होनी चाहिए जिसपे तुम
फोकस्ड हो
कि यार ये तुम्हारी आवाज है,
जिसके लिए रातों की नींदें उड़ जाए,
जिसके लिए रातों की. अभी जो मैं 4 फिल्म की बात कर रहा हूँ, जो मैं डायरेक्ट कर रहा हूँ, वो सब मेरे पुराने स्क्रिप्ट हैं. वो ऐसे भी कोई स्क्रिप्ट नहीं है जो नई, कमाल और मीना के अलावा जो नई आई है. The other 3 films in my life are scripts which I've worked on for the last 6-7 years. And now all those emotions are paying fruition at some point in my life when the funding, casting all come together.
Yeah.
So going back to Karan's words, that one film, when I was looking out for subjects, my mama, Raj Mehta, who is my mother's younger brother, had seen a film called Front of the Class. His son, Rishi, had seen a film called Front of the Class and a book. So he said, Sidhu, and he's someone, he's literally a father figure to me. So I call him Raju Mama, and his wife Reshma Mami. So he says, Sidhu, you're very good at emotions. When you direct, your emotions and romance has always been your strong point.
Completely agree.
And because I am an emotional person, so he said, तुम ये picture देखो Front of the Class. मैं देखी, फिर book पढ़ी. Then we tried to get the rights, and we were like, how do we get the rights? Then Anil Vanwari, he helped me get the rights.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I said, sir, do you know anybody? He went on LinkedIn, got in touch with somebody, connected me to Hallmark, and we got the rights and we optioned it, and we were going to do it. And Raju Mama was, I'm going to produce it with you, and you direct it. So he was equally involved on the scripting, and then the scripting we got Ganesh Ambar and
Ganesh Ambar. What was it called? ये film तब क्या कहलाते थे?
वो इसके बहुत नाम आए उसमें, चक वक ये मतलब हिचकियाँ, बहुत इसके बहुत नाम आए. I've forgotten all the names, but इसके कुछ 8-10 नाम तो उस वक्त थे. And we went to many writers. I mean, there are 8 writers credited. We went to Amol Gupta sir. We went to many people. वो एक struggle थी. But when we wrote with Ganesh Number, they had just done that Marathi film Balak, I think so. Yeah, I think so. And put it together. I had done a pilot जो कभी बनी नहीं थी मेरी life. My first show. जिसमें Victor was the director. Raju was going to edit it.
Victor, the director of Dhoom.
Yeah, the director of Dhoom, the director of
many films.
Many films. And
Raju sir is Raju Hirani sir?
Yeah, so we had gone to Raju, why don't you edit it? Because Raju was that time doing promos and all. Munna Bhai, and none of that had happened. Abbas Tayarwala had done the writing.
The director of Jaane Tu Jaane Na.
So we all were doing TV at that point of time. Abbas was doing a show called Saboot at that point of time, Inspector Casey. So under Cinevista, which is my father's company, we all were working. I was making a pilot called Class 9, a school where there was a division called 9F in that pilot. And Prem Chopra was the principal, and a school that admits failures and dropouts.
Oh, nice.
With Sushmita Mukherjee. And the pilot even was made. Pooja Ruparel, Harmeet brothers ke, काफी Arjun.
But what a great idea!
Great idea. I was 15 at that point of time.
But एक school जो failures को admit करता
है, a school. There's a man called Professor Wilson, who, along with Sushmita Mukherjee, who say that these street children need to be turned around, and where do failures and dropouts go? So let's open up a school that gives back to society and brings these kids over here. So we did the pilot, and फिर pilot कभी बिकी नहीं, क्योंकि वो उस वक्त अलग टीवी सीरियल बन रही थी. मैं जाके बना रहा था at the age of 15, class 9 with 9F, with cool stuff and all that stuff. Even when I made Sanjeevni in 1999, nobody was making a Grey's Anatomy or उस वक्त तो ER Chicago, nobody was doing it.
So Sanjeevni in television was a big success.
Was a very big success. We had hit TRPs of 13, 15, 18 at that point of time.
And who was starring in it?
Originally Monish Bahl.
And Kritika Kamra?
No. Monish, that is another show. Okay, this is Monish Bahl, Iravati Harshe, Gurdeep Kohli.
Nice.
Arjun Punj, Mihir Mishra. Gurdeep and Arjun fell in love on the Sanjeevni sets. Anurag Basu has directed it. Kaushik Ghatak has directed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We've had some great stuff on that. So, I mean,
coming back to
Hichki. On Hichki, while Raju Mama and me worked on it, Karan ko sunai. Karan said that, this is not a zone. You should maybe look at a more commercial film. Now, वो Karan की ही गुरु ज्ञान थी मुझे कि
वो
बनाओ जो तुम्हारी आवाज है. तब तक मैं 1000 में मेरी बहना है टीवी सीरियल बना रहा था with Nia Sharma, Crystal D'Souza. Become a big hit. Kushal Tandon was launched, and so I had done that immediately after We Are Family. And I was very sure कि अभी अब बनाऊंगा picture तो हिचकी ही बनाऊंगा, वरना मैं फिल्म नहीं बना रहा। और दिस इज इट फॉर मी, या मैं कभी डायरेक्ट करूंगा ही नहीं लाइफ में। मैं ये बंद कर दूंगा।
इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग कन्विक्शन
था कि बननी तो यही है, बिकॉज करण ने नहीं बनानी थी। आई वाज आउट ऑफ धर्मा।
ये तब जमाना था जब ओटीटी शायद नहीं था
ही नहीं,
सैटेलाइट बहुत
कुछ भी नहीं, एंड आई वाज आउट ऑफ धर्मा देन। सो व्हेन करण जौहर, when you're a dharma director or a yashash director, your privileges are very different. When you are not, your privileges change overnight. Overnight. Karan loves me and I love him equally, and we are in touch. But when you're not directing for a company, it's a different thing. Then you're making the film. You want to make the film. But you don't have a hit film behind you. We went to every actor. मतलब आप कॉम्प्रीहेंड कर लो, आप तो फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में हो, आप टॉप से टॉप एक्टर सोच लो और लोएस्ट से लोएस्ट उस वक्त की जो स्टारडम वाली एक्टर सोच लो। मेल थी पिक्चर उस वक्त, सबके पास गए और पूरी फिल्म नरेट की। सबने जी ना नहीं, हाउ विल आई डू, आई वोंट साउंड कूल, आई वोंट साउंड, हाउ विल आई मीन लुक स्टूपिड।
कैसे था, क्या था ये सिंड्रोम?
It's called Tourette's.
So you have to do this.
So you don't have to do this. Tourette syndrome का मतलब ये है, और मेरे एक डायरेक्टर है, उनको है अभी भी। जब वो नरेट करते हैं तो उनको बीच में टिक्स आती है, तो ये आपके ब्रेन में वायरिंग गड़बड़ हो जाती है, तो आप एक टिक या दो टिक बीच बीच में आ जाती है। तो इसमें टूरेट सिंड्रोम में ये भी होता है एक पॉइंट पे कि समटाइम्स यू अब्यूज। एंड दोस आर इवन हेवी ड्यूटी वंस, बिकॉज देन you'll be like, so you'll go there and सामने वाले को लगेगा कि क्या कर रहा है तू यार, but it's coming out from so we designed that, and after all the heartbreak of 5 years of narration, मुझे अभी भी याद है, my wife, I was एक स्टूडियो एग्जीक्यूटिव थी, 2 बजे रात को मुझे फोन आया, what have you made, what have you written, I'm your friend. And I was like, but यार इसमें क्या गलत है यार, अच्छी तो पिक्चर है। Listen, I want you to do well, and like they're advising me as if they are on my side, but मेरी मार रहे हैं 2 बजे सुबह को
कि खराब लिखा है आपने,
कि क्या पिक्चर है हिचकी, स्क्रिप्ट वही रही है, कभी वो स्क्रिप्ट कभी बदली नहीं है। वो स्क्रिप्ट वही स्क्रिप्ट है 5 साल में, ऐसा नहीं कि वो स्क्रिप्ट बदलती रही है। वही स्क्रिप्ट है जो हर किसी को सुनाई गई, इंक्लूडिंग आदित्य चोपड़ा।
पर उनके
उसमें सिर्फ मेल से फीमेल हुआ, बट स्क्रिप्ट वही रही, उसकी बीट्स कभी नहीं बदली। एक क्लाइमैक्स बदला थोड़ा बहुत, बट बिसाइड्स दैट नथिंग एल्स चेंज्ड इन द फिल्म एवर.
So this gentleman calls you.
This lady calls me and at 2 a.m. and I'm crying. And I'm telling my wife, am I that bad? Like, I've done some successful television shows. People call me up and say you are a visionary in terms of what you come up with on television. हाँ यार, एक फिल्म नहीं चली है, पर इसका मतलब क्या मुझे कुछ नहीं आता? Just because I'm from a film family or I'm privileged. Sapna, do I not have it? Should I just end it all? So I had gone to a dark phase where I was like, I'm not good enough. Everybody's rejecting me. I should just end it all. I'm bekar. I'm worthless. Maybe I'm not for this line. Maybe I should leave this country. Maybe I should leave this world. You know, monsters play with your head.
Yeah.
And she always told me, कि अरे why don't you go to आदित्य चोपड़ा? I said, हाँ जी, मतलब पूरी दुनिया में ना बोल दिया मुझे। और एक आदित्य चोपड़ा बैठा है, बोलेंगे जी आओ, क्या फिल्म बनाई है तुमने जी, तो ये फिल्म तो बन गई। एंड लो एंड बिहोल्ड 5 साल के बाद, 6 साल के बाद मैं जाता हूँ आदित्य चोपड़ा को नरेशन करने। आशीष पाटिल यूज्ड टू वर्क देयर।
यस।
एंड आशीष केम, उस वक्त वाई फिल्म्स थी। तो मैंने बोला यार, वाई फिल्म्स में तुम 8 करोड़ की पिक्चर बना ले यार, सुन ले। आशीष आया, ही हर्ड द स्क्रिप्ट, ही क्राइड। ही सेड यार, ये फिल्म तो तुमको सुननी चाहिए, आदि को सुननी चाहिए। And जी ठीक है, and I was narrating it to an actor there, and the actor said जी बड़ा प्रोडक्शन हाउस लेके आओ। तो मैंने बोला यार, इससे बड़ा प्रोडक्शन हाउस क्या है? अब ले आओ, उनको बोल दो, मैं तो सुना दूंगा, मैं तो कभी भी सुना दूंगा, मैं तो अभी सुनाऊं, रात को सुनाऊं, जब बोलो सुना दूंगा। तो एक नरेशन फिक्स हुई। नरेशन में मैंने आदि को पूरी फिल्म सुनाई, एंड ही सेड देख यार, जिस तरह से तूने नरेट की है, ये फिल्म तो कमाल की बनेगी, and I think you'll make a great thing. But I'm making बेफिक्रे, तो यू इंटरेक्ट विद मनीष। तो फिर मनीष के साथ इंटरेक्शन शुरू हुई,
क्योंकि आदित्य चोपड़ा फिल्म डायरेक्ट कर रहे
थे बेफिक्रे।
हाँ।
तो फिर मनीष आए।
हाँ।
तो मनीष को सुनाई, मनीष को अच्छी लगी, जी बढ़िया है।
हाँ।
अब मनीष बोलते लेट्स जस्ट इंटरैक्ट लिटिल मोर, बॉन्ड लिटिल मोर। अब वो बॉन्ड मेरे को फ्रस्ट्रेशन लग रही है कि मैं बोले यार भाई मेरे को बता दे बन रही है कि नहीं बन रही है। बॉन्डिंग करते रहेंगे मेरी जान पूरी लाइफ। पिक्चर बन रही है कि नहीं बन रही है? 6 साल हो गए मुझे यार।
तो 6 साल से आप है और फिर
एक ही फिल्म बना रहा हूँ, वही हिचकी बस। तब तक टीवी सीरियल चालू है। फाइनली ही सेज बन रही है पिक्चर। बस इसको मेल से फीमेल कर लो। तारे ज़मीं पे आ चुकी है। आमिर खान हैज ऑलरेडी प्लेड अ जोन लाइक दिस, टर्न इट इनटू फीमेल। Overnight I turned it into female. And I said यार मेरी तो पिक्चर it's not changing anything. मेल ही का शी हो रहा है बट कुछ नहीं बदल रहा, बीट्स नहीं बदल रहे। And then रानी came in the picture. रानी ने सुन ली पिक्चर and she had just delivered Adira. And उसकी ये कंडीशन थी कि I want to be there when my child is
little grown up.
No, I don't want to miss any growing up my child. My child sleeps at so I'll come to your set between 7 to 12. वो 7 से 12 या 1 बजे के बीच में सोती है, उस वक्त मैं आके शूट करके जाऊंगी। डन। अब फिर रानी को लोगों को मिलवाया जिसको टूरेट सिंड्रोम बॉम्बे में है। अब वो डरे हुए हैं बिकॉज पीपल वर नॉट, दे लुक्ड डाउन अपॉन टूरेट्स बिफोर हिचकी केम आउट।
ओहो, ओके।
कि यार ये एम्बैरेसमेंट है, हम किसी को बोले ना हमारे पास ये डिजीज है। Then I made her interact with Brad Cohen. और फिर रानी को समझ में आया अच्छा यार ये जो करती है और जो एक आवाज बनाती है, there are certain things which she can make naturally. So Tourette's is a combination of 2 or 3 tics together. तो I said रानी तुम अपनी Tourette बनाओ। And we arrived at the tick that suits her naturally because I said रानी ये नहीं होना चाहिए कभी लाइफ में कि तुम ये करने के बीच में अपनी डिलीवरी स्टॉप कर रही हो। क्योंकि मैं तो बोलते बोलते करता हूँ, अभी मैं तो 6 साल से कर रहा हूँ, तुम तो अभी आओगी।
तो सीमलेस होना चाहिए
कि यार इट शुड सीम कि इसको तो टूरेट है, मतलब ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि एक्टिंग कर रही है। शी मेड दैट हर ओन। द मिनट शी मेड दैट हर ओन, एवरीथिंग फेल इनटू प्लेस। फिर मेरी लास्ट फिल्म क्योंकि चली नहीं थी और 7 साल हो गए थे, तो आई थिंक 4th April थी। Avinash Arun was the DOP and I had got Basti Kids, real life Basti Kids for 9F. तो मुझे बोला गया जी यार एक दिन की शूटिंग रखते हैं, तुम एक सीन करो, just to see the warming up of the unit, you know, सब जेल करें फिर लंबी शेड्यूल करेंगे। अब प्रोड्यूसर रह चुके हैं, आपको मालूम है ये एक दिन की शूटिंग जी कोई वार्मिंग अप के लिए नहीं है, ये देखने के लिए कि जी आप डायरेक्टर हो, आप में वो दम है कि नहीं, आप नरेट तो बस कर लेते हो।
और ये तब भी है जब आप एक फिल्म बना चुके हैं।
हाँ। तो आपको उस वक्त आपकी फट जाती है ना, सुबह को 7 साल बाद आप सेट पे जा रहे हो और आपको मालूम है आपकी टेस्ट ली जा रही है, रानी मुखर्जी की टेस्ट नहीं है, किसी और की, आपकी टेस्ट है। कैन यू डायरेक्ट दिस वन सीन टुडे और नो? आप यू चूज विच एवर सीन यू वांट। अच्छा, कोई मुझे तब भी नहीं बोल रहा कि जी ये आपका टेस्ट है, कोई नहीं, पर आप इडियट नहीं, यू अंडरस्टैंड। सो आई सेड चल यार लेट मी टेक द टफेस्ट सीन ऑफ द फिल्म।
ओके, यू वेंट अदरवाइज,
लेट मी टेक द बुल बाय इट्स हॉर्न। अगर करनी है, और ये 7 साल से मेरे या 6 साल से मेरे ज़हन में, the first scene where Naina Mathur comes to the class and the entire 9F makes fun of her and they break the chair and she falls, and ऐसे 7 मिनट का सीन पकड़ता हूँ मैं। उसमें रैप भी है, उसकी इंसल्ट भी है, सब कुछ है, मतलब खेलो। अब सीन वो 4 बजे सुबह को मैं जगा हूँ और टेंशन आ रही है, तो मैंने मैंने मनीष को ईमेल लिख दिया, मेरे एडीज को ईमेल लिख दिया, मुझसे ना हो पाएगा जी, मैं डरा हूँ, आप लोग डायरेक्ट कर लो, और आई एम सॉरी, थैंक यू फॉर हेल्पिंग मी थ्रू एंड थ्रू। एंड मैं सो गया, नींद ही ना आए, ऑल द फियर्स हैड टेकन ओवर। मेरी वो जो लैपटॉप की वायर थी ना, वो जो टेप जो लगी हुई थी, वो कभी कभी टूट जाती है, पुट द टेप, वो वायर वो चार्ज नहीं हुई थी, तो ईमेल गया नहीं। ओह सुपर, ये भी आई थिंक डेस्टिनी थी। तो ईमेल गया नहीं, और 6 बजे मुझे फोन आ रहा है कि सपना वेक मी अप, योर एडीज आर डाउन। बोला मैंने तो ईमेल भेज दिया है कि मैं नहीं आ रहा भाई, मैं तो डरा हुआ हूँ। अब 6 बजे गाड़ी में बैठा हूँ मैं, सोया नहीं हूँ। एंड सूरज जी न्यू ऑन द 4th of April I'll be shooting, but I had not spoken to Suraj ji for a month or 2 months.
This is Mr. Suraj Bhatia.
He's a father figure, a guru, a mentor, everything for me. Saurabh, 6:05 I am on the ceiling. I'm going to Xavier's. सूरज भर जाते हैं कॉल्स में. बेटा आज तेरी शूटिंग है ना. 2 महीने से बात नहीं हुई है. उनको कैसे याद है 6 बजे मैं जा रहा हूँ शूट पे, मेरी फटी हुई है.
And he's called.
Will I be able to deliver or no? He has called me and said, I know you must be scared. Be positive. The entire unit will gather strength from you. वो सब डायरेक्टर को देखेंगे. तुम अच्छा करोगे, तुम में पैशन है. I believe in you. I was associate director on Viva. I believe in you. तुम करो, तुम अच्छा करोगे. अब मैं रोए जा रहा हूँ. ऐसे yes sir. Thank you सूरज जी, thank you. मैं सेट पहुंचू, दिल दीवाना बिन सजना का प्लेइंग ऑन द ट्रक गाड़ी के अंदर. मैं बोला ये तो कुछ डिवाइन इंटरवेंशन ही चल रहा है भाई. मैं बोला चकने फटते, आज मैं फेल भी हो गया है, मैं अपना फुल देने वाला हूँ. He did the scene. The rest is history.
Wow.
The rest is history. They started showing the scene when I was on my recce with the कि यार ये सीन देखो, हर किसी को वो सीन दिखा रहे हैं. तब ये हो गया, काम तो आता है जी. अब हमने पूरी पी ली है. And that's when history, I mean, and then Hichki was made in almost I think 12 crore, 13 crore, and then it's done the kind of numbers that it's done.
How many days of shoot?
28 shifts.
Oh.
7 to 2, 7 to 2, 7 to 2.
That's it.
Wow. That's it.
Wow. So 28 shifts and 7 years.
And 7 years of trying to make the film. And then in China, it does well. Here it does well. It's a super hit overnight. People have, it's known today as Rani's top 5 films in her career. And I'm grateful to everybody who just came on board on that film, because that's pure. That's why I told you in the starting of the interview that अगर आपको कहानियां कहने की भूख नहीं है and you're not okay to take the heartbreak and all, इस लाइन में मत आओ.
So this line is not for the faint-hearted. Can I say that?
Yeah. Because it'll break you to pieces where you will feel कि यार खत्म कर लो सब कुछ.
And ये ख्यालात मतलब बार बार आते ही रहते हैं. कभी आते हैं, कभी विक्ट्री है, कभी ऊपर है, कभी
आप इंसान हो ना, आप क्रिएटिव लाइन में आप इनसिक्योर हो जाओगे.
How many years of experience do you have in total?
I started when I was 13-14 with Ravi Oja in Saboot. In ज़माना बदल गया. मिताली भट्टाचार्य, his wife. I was
14 साल की उम्र में काम करना शुरू किया.
I am 45 now. 10th October I turn 46. So जी हाँ, 30 साल हो गए मुझे इस लाइन में.
And 30 साल, can I safely say that every day you learn something new?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this business.
I was a singer. I came out with an album with Universal Music. I've done a music video. सब कुछ किया मैंने.
And learning हर रोज होती है, हर चीज से होती है,
हर किसी से होती है, हर एक इंसान से होती है. आप अपने if you keep your ears and eyes open and your heart open, even a spot boy can teach you something. तो मेरी rule of thumb है कि पिक्चर में जब बनाता हूँ मैं पूरी 200-300 लोगों को सुना देता हूँ. सबको बोला जी सुनिए पिक्चर स्क्रिप्ट सुनिए. तो जब सीन शूट हो रहा है हर किसी को मालूम है क्या कौन सा सीन शूट हो रहा है. कोई भी आके मुझे बोल सकता है कि सर ये ऐसा कर लो क्या. अब वो करना या ना करना मेरे ऊपर है. बट वो सजेशन का हक उन्हें है.
So you're open to suggestions, advice, flexibility.
Yeah, Hichki's entire climax changed on the day we were shooting it.
Okay.
Pritam Das, the sound designer, came and said, "But Siddharth, why is this way?" And Avinash and me are sitting, and Rani just come.
Avinash is the writer.
Avinash Arun.
Okay.
The DOP. We're sitting. Ankur was the writer. Ankur Chaudhary. And we said, हाँ यार ये तो गलत है. And then we realized कि इसको fix करना है. So a suggestion can come from anybody. So these are people who are working on your film.
Yes.
You're an idiot if you're not taking their director. तो तुम ही हो ना.
Yes.
वो तुम्हें contribute कर रहे हैं. वो तुम्हारे लिए काम कर रहे हैं. लो उनकी suggestion. Eventually आपको नहीं लेना, वो आपकी call है ना. But अगर उनको लगेगा उनको access ही नहीं है तुम्हारे पास, something brilliant that could come will not come your way.
I think that's the only way a leader can grow.
Yeah.
कि जब आप दरवाजे खुले रखो, पर ability to choose.
I've learned this from Karan. I've learned this from Suraj ji. I've seen them direct. I've seen them, and with Suraj ji, even anybody can come. And Suraj ji तो सुनाते हैं, हर किसी को सब कुछ सुनाते हैं.
So what is that one thing you learned from Suraj ji? I'll talk about everybody, but starting from Suraj ji.
What have I learned from Suraj ji? I've learned everything. Yeah, I've learned everything
But just
in life.
one word if you have to say. And obviously there are hundreds, like humility or maturity.
See, राजश्री में एक कहावत है,
हाँ.
रिश्तों की गहराइयां, प्यार की ऊंचाइयां. This is what Raj Babu, his father, would always say कि हर चीज में, हर कहानी में
हाँ.
वो होनी चाहिए.
रिश्तों की गहराई और प्यार की ऊंचाई.
You should rise in love and people should. जब रिश्तों में और गहराइयां बढ़ती हैं,
हाँ.
ये चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट. हीरो ने हीरोइन के लिए क्या किया, हीरो ने हीरो के लिए क्या किया.
हाँ.
ये बहुत ही old thoughts हैं, but ये thoughts are very relevant today.
No, it's more relevant today.
It's very, very relevant today. So whenever I write a film or I'm working on a film with a writer, I always look at these things. And Suraj ji and me speak once a week till today. मैं न्यूयॉर्क में हूँ, मैं कहीं पे भी हूँ, मैं अगर सूरज जी से नहीं बात की, मैं उनको फोन कर लूंगा. He is my God. People worship God. I worship him.
Wow.
I worship him, and he is my go-to person who is just there to hold my hand at a time. Even when I don't call him, he'll be there to hold my hand. So
one word to describe Mr. Aditya Chopra. Again, another stalwart.
Visionary, yeah. A visionary and someone who stands by people. Tell me one producer who stands by filmmakers whose films have flopped and gives another opportunity.
So visionary, leader.
He's a leader, he's a visionary. He stands by the people he loves.
Super.
And he believes in.
Super.
आप किसी और प्रोड्यूसर को देखोगे, उनकी फिल्म, किसी और डायरेक्टर की फिल्म नहीं चली, उनके पास दूसरी फिल्म शायद नहीं मिलेगी उस कंपनी में.
Yeah.
आदित्य चोपड़ा की कंपनी में आदित्य चोपड़ा ओन्स हिज फिल्म्स.
तो आपको गलती करने की इजाजत देते हैं वो.
आपको गलती करने की इजाजत देते हैं और आपको एक दूसरा मौका भी देते हैं. शायद एक तीसरा मौका भी दे देंगे. ये सिर्फ एक आदित्य चोपड़ा करता है. ये कोई नहीं इस कंट्री में नहीं कर सकता और करेगा भी नहीं.
शायद वर्ल्ड में भी नहीं करता कोई.
वो नहीं करेगा. वो इसलिए आदित्य चोपड़ा है.
हाँ.
And one should salute and be very, very grateful and fortunate. And I am that I know him. I've interacted with him, and I get to work with him. Yeah.
And Mr. Karan Johar, what do you learn from him?
Yeah, he's got his father's qualities. He's just there for you. I've never had a moment in my life where I've messaged Karan and in 5 minutes or 10 minutes I've not got a response. Never.
So he's always there to support you.
He's there. If I say, Karan, my TV show is launched. Can you please post it? He's done it. Karan is there for you. Of course, he's looking out for Dharma Productions and he will work on the films that he feels is right for. But that doesn't mean he's not there for you as a person. He is there for you. If he loves you, he is there for you no matter what. And if there's a job he can do, even if it's irritating for him, but it will make you happy, he will do it. He will do it. So all the things people talk or not talk, this man will be there. He walks the talk and talks the talk. I mean, walks the walk and talks the talk. So I've seen it and I know it. I know that there are very few people where you feel, yaar, will this person be there? And he's a passionate filmmaker. He reads scripts. He reads everything. Even now, if I have to send him a script, I'll say, Karan, sure, send it to me.
So तीन लीडर्स और तीनों की एक चीज कॉमन है कि रिश्तों की गहराई ये बहुत समझते हैं. They support you unconditionally, and I think
I think they support people they believe in, and they understand emotions. They understand that this is a line full of vulnerability, and they understand that okay, if they understand you as a person, they will be there for you. They'll just be there for you. Working, not working, is a professional thing.
Yeah.
Being there for you emotionally and as a human being. These people are there.
I think that's the trait of a good leader.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, obviously it can be endless, but कहीं ना कहीं हमें end पे आना है. तो I'm just going to ask you some rapid fire questions.
Right.
And please let me know if you can answer in one word or limited words.
Okay.
So what do you prefer? Controversy or no marketing for your projects?
Rightfully no marketing.
Okay. But controversy is so painful?
I don't want controversy ever in my life.
What is your preference? Food, films?
Food.
Oh, not films?
Food. Food over everything.
So which are you? A great director or a great producer?
I would say director.
Director. Okay. And Yash Raj or Dharma?
Can't choose between people who have brought me to this line.
I didn't say Mr. Barjate, otherwise और मुश्किल हो जाती.
No, Mr. Barjate, I would still say yes. him because he's God. And
okay.
he's at a pedestal which I don't put them at.
Okay.
But Yashraj and Dharma both, Dharma has got me into this line and Yashraj got me back into this line when I was below the earth.
Oh, okay.
So they made me stand back on my feet. So how can you be not grateful to both of them when they have been there for you when nobody else was?
Okay. So third question, Rani Mukherjee or Kajol?
As an actor, both.
Okay. But
as a friend, Kajol.
Okay. Working in films or making money in other ventures?
Working in films.
That's the only thing you know.
I don't want to do anything else in life.
Health or wealth?
Health or wealth? Ah, wow. Wealth, yeah. wealth.
Wealth से health आ जाएगी.
Wealth से सब आ जाएगी. Ozempic ले लेंगे, Monjaro ले लेंगे, सब कुछ हो जाएगा.
If you have a choice and only one choice to choose, great character arcs or great story?
Great character arcs. Without great character arcs, there are no great stories.
Great. Action or emotion?
Emotion.
Star or actor?
Actor.
Okay. So, and can you make a great actor a star?
Yeah.
And you've done that with Junaid, I guess. Yeah. Junaid was a great actor and then you can work it out.
You can make a great actor a star, but you can't, a star is a star, but you need a great actor. At least for me as a director, I want the great actor.
Super.
Yeah.
So casting has been a very crucial part of your...
Always.
So that's part of storytelling only?
Yeah, because the characters tell you, once you finish the script, then the script tells you that who will be able to, and with Papa, with Dada, the table conversations are, and because you've heard so many people talking about filmmakers, यही तो बातें होती है हमारी. आदि के साथ भी जब आप बैठे हो या करण, they talk about filmmakers. They don't bitch and gossip. They talk about films. Half the battle is won with the right casting. You get the right casting and you're through. You're through with half of that battle. Because ये actor इतने मंजे, रानी मुखर्जी इतनी मंजी हुई है कि आपको एक टेक के अलावा कुछ चाहिए नहीं. सेकंड टेक सेफ्टी होती है. करीना सेम, काजल सेम, मनोज बाजपेयी सेम, जयदीप अलावत सेम. आप न्यू कमर को लॉन्च करें तो चलो, you have to understand all the weaknesses and defend those weaknesses and show the positive because you're launching a newcomer. But when you're talking about stalwart actors, इनको तो अपना काम आता है ना. आप उनको छोड़ दो और आप अपनी कैरेक्टर के दायरे को अपने जहन में रखो कि वो दायरे के अंदर खेल रहे हैं ना. तो दायरे के बाहर गए, आप इंस्ट्रक्शन दो, तब तक खेलने दो.
So last question for the thing, any advice you'd like to give to people who want to come into the industry, actor, director, technicians?
Just have a distinct identity. Just do what you do best and don't try and be someone else. That's the only thing I can, as a director, as an actor, as a singer, create what you bring as you to the table. Because if you try to be a me too of someone else, you'll end up becoming one in a zillion. And you'll never be called for your own voice. And that'll be your loss.
So I can clearly say that the Meena Kumari biopic you're planning.
It's not a Meena Kumari biopic. It's Kamal or Meena. So
Kamal
Amrohi और मीना कुमारी की. मीना कुमारी बायोपिक बहुत अलग है. फिर उनकी ही कहानी हो जाती है.
Fair enough.
ये कमाल अमरोही और मीना कुमारी की कहानी है.
स्टोरी है.
Produced by the Amrohis. Yeah.
So ये जो फिल्म है, ये भंसाली की फिल्म नहीं होगी, ये सिद्धार्थ पी मल्होत्रा की फिल्म होगी.
हाँ, ये भंसाली की फिल्म हो ही नहीं सकती ना. क्योंकि जो भंसाली बनाता है वो भंसाली ही बना सकता है. I can never become Sanjay. I'm a fan of Sanjay Leela Bhansali. If I try and emulate him and his visuals, I'll fail. I don't have that upbringing. I don't have that vision. I don't have that ability. What I'll bring to the table in my frames and my performances, only I'll be able to bring because वो मैं जी चुका हूँ या वो मैं जी रहा हूँ उस फिल्म के लिए.
Fair enough. So
तो किसी को एप करोगे ना तो बहुत मार खाओगे. ये मेरी इतने 30 साल की एक्सपीरियंस से ले लो. मैं
ये जो स्कूल में सिखाते थे, be yourself, that's the mantra.
हाँ यार, but it is true. You really need to be yourself because the world is taken for other people who already are themselves.
Fair enough. So बहुत अच्छा लगा मुलाकात करके ऐसे आदमी से जो फिल्मों को जी रहा है, कहानियों को जी रहा है, इमोशंस को बहुत स्ट्रांग समझता है, who's gone through ups and downs like all of us. Yeah. So thank you so much, Siddharth, for coming.
Thank you, Saurabh, and thank you for always being a great friend and being the visionary that you are. and the lovely director that you are. I've had the best times working on Hasil with you and lots of other work. So I hope I get to work as a producer with you where you direct again.
Thank you so
Or
much.
I'll direct for you and you produce.
Thank you so much. Both the things mean a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ji.
Thank you.